Hello everyone. Welcome to this video on how to connect data using OData data connectors in bold reports. In this video, we will see how to connect and retrieve data from a data source using an OData data connector, and how to integrate the retrieved data into a table report item. First, let's create a new report. Create a new report, and name it OData data report. You can see how to create your first report in another video. I have provided a link to it in this video's description, for your convenience. Now, let's create a data source using the OData data connector with the get method. Click the data icon in the configuration panel. Click the New Data button. In the Data Sources configuration panel, choose the OData connection type. The name field is for the name of the data source. I enter the data source name GitHub details. The URL field is for the OData URL, from which the data will be extracted. I enter the value in the URL field. Using this link, I am going to extract the bold reports repository details from GitHub. The method field is for the HTTP method name. The OData connector supports two HTTP methods, get and post. For this demo, I am using the get method. The header field is for the additional headers we are required to add, while sending the request. Click Add. Then, enter the authorization in the key field. And add the bearer token in the value field. Similarly, I add the user agent header. The data format field is for the response format of the data, from the OData request. For this demo, I choose JSON. The authentication type field is used to authenticate the OData URL. If your data source supports authentication directly through the OData URL, choose None under authentication type. If the OData URL requires a username and password to authenticate, then choose Basic HTTP authentication. Click the Connect button. The Query Designer page will open. The Query Designer contains a schema area, Query Designer surface, toolbar, and preview area. The Query Designer surface is where you set up queries. It features both graphical and text-based modes to create SQL queries easily. I change the name field value to repository dataset. Then, I drag the repos table from the schema area to the designer surface. You will see the list of fields that are available in the repos table. To see a preview of the table, click Generate Preview. The preview will be displayed in the preview area. Click the Finish button. And the data set will be created. If you expand the data set, you will see the fields in the data set displayed. Now, let's create a data source using the OData data connector with the POST method. The POST method is used to send data to the OData server, along with parameters. Click the data icon in the configuration panel. Click the New Data button. In the Data Sources configuration panel, choose the OData connection type. I enter the data source name token details. In the URL field, enter the URL. In the method field, select the POST method. The request body and the parameters field will be displayed. The request body option is used to choose whether the request body is in parameter form or in raw form. The parameter option allows you to add the fields in the key value pair. The raw option allows you to enter the JSON directly in the text area. For this demo, I choose the parameter option. To add the parameter, click Add. The fields to enter the key and value will be displayed. In the key field, I enter the username. And in the value field, I enter the value for the username field. Similarly, I enter the parameter values for the password and grant type. In the headers field, I enter the header value for the content type. In the data format field, I choose the value JSON. In the authentication type field, I choose the value none. Click the Connect button. You will be redirected to the Query Designer page. I change the name field value to Token Dataset. In the Query Designer page, drag the token table from the schema area to the designer surface. You will see the list of fields that are available in the token table. To see a preview of the table, click Generate Preview. The preview will be displayed in the preview area. Click the Finish button. And the data set will be created. If you expand the data set, you will see the fields in the data set displayed. Now, let's add a table report item to display the fields retrieved from the database. Drag a table report from the item panel to the design surface. Add the necessary columns required. Enter the values in the header row. And format the text. Select the field values in the data row. And format the text. To preview the report, click the Preview button from the top panel. You will see the values are retrieved from the database and displayed in the table report item. In this video, you have learned how to create a data source using the OData data connector, and how to add the retrieved data to the table report item in Bold Reports. Stay tuned to this channel for our upcoming videos on Bold Reports. Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.